Hello, Mr. Wall back again. So, when we think about what science will look like this year, for the people who will come into class, what you'll see is when you come in, there'll be 10 tables, 10 or 11 tables. At the most, we'll have 10 or 11 students. At each table, there'll be one chair. And if you sit in the middle of the table, that'll give you a little bit more of the spacing. The tables are moved out, so obviously because of the spacing. In this room, if you remember when we did the measuring, each block in here is 1 foot. So as long as we say 6 blocks away from each other, we will be fine. Obviously, some of the things that we've done in the past, the group work, a lot of the materials, things where people would share them, will have to change. So the tubs that you have on your desk are not the tubs that we would do with our group projects last year. That will be for you. So if you want to keep some materials in there, just so your stuff is not getting all over, because we will be in this classroom all day. So what will happen is for the people who are in school, for the 4 weeks, each week you're either in class or you're at home. In the 4 weeks that we have this, we will have all of one quarter in this 4 weeks. So for science, we'll spend roughly 2.5 to 3 hours a day on science. Now, before you're like, oh, that's a lot, it's not going to be in a row. We'll have a little bit in the morning, we'll have some movement breaks, and I'll go through the schedule that we have before. We'll have FIAD, then we'll have lunch, and we'll have a variety of things. For the students who are at home, you'll be able to check everything on Canvas, and again, you'll be able to go at your same pace. So for the students that are here at school, the other part of that day is that we'll have second step, we might have PBS, we'll have a variety of other things. And you'll also will have time to work on your science. Now, because of that, besides the materials that the school is going to give you, if you want to bring a book, you want to bring your headphones, there will be time because some of the units, some of us, just like last year, maybe got done a little bit quicker. We wanted to read a book. Some of us might say, hey, I want to work on this and get a chance to try to finish it up. So with the 10 tables, we will have a seating chart. I know in the past, all of you that have been in here, we're a little bit more free flowing, up, moving around. That we'll have to be careful of people's spots and wiping things down. But we'll sit in the middle. We won't be able to share the materials. That's why you'll have your own materials. And again, if you want to bring in some extra things, that's fine. So you will have your Chromebook every day. So hopefully that's charged up, ready to go. Everything is going to be on your Chromebook. The videos will be on the Chromebook. The people that are in school, you'll be able to see them on the big screen if you'd like. Uh, the textbook, where last year instead of handing out the book, having guys collect the books for us, we don't have that this year. Your textbook will be on your Chromebook. So when it's science time and we say take out your books, you'll have that on your Chromebook. And also that'll allow you, if you want to read ahead, if you want to look at some other things, you can get that taken care of. Each day there will be an exit ticket, which I might have said in the other video. I don't know what order you're watching this in. And it might be just 2 questions. It might be a multiple choice. It might be a fill in the blank. It might be a drop down. Again, it's all about gathering the evidence. If I get 2 out of 2 today, great. If I get 1 out of 2 tomorrow, then instead of saying, man, I didn't understand any of this or all of it, you know what you have. I think one good thing about the videos is that sometimes when we talk about taking notes, which will be in the next video, now you don't have to worry about, am I talking too fast? Did I miss something? Was I gone a day? You can go through it and find what you need to help you. And it's a good refresher. So in seventh grade science, if this would have been a traditional year, you would have been multi-age. We would have been with eighth graders, just like you saw the classes I had last year. This year, because of the protocols, we will be staying together. So it'll be all seventh grade. But it's still the 1 year. So if you remember last year, you saw what the eighth graders were doing in here. Seventh and eighth graders, we had a variety of experiments. And we're hoping that some of that will work. Obviously, we'll have to do the precautions. For the people that are at home, we're still trying to figure out how that's going to work. Do we have the supplies? Can we send you the supplies? We don't want you to have to buy anything. Last year, if you remember, we did some of the experiments virtually where if you didn't have the materials, you could watch the video. Obviously, the internet and internet learning has added more and more things, so there could be more labs there, but we still want to have some hands-on and enjoy the fun that we had last year. So basically, we have 4 units. We have Earth Science is what we're going to start with first. And that one is the one that would have the textbook. If you remember last year, we did units that had the textbook, units that didn't have the textbook. We will still call Pearson, because I'm an old guy, I call it Pearson. It seems that they changed their name, but it's still going to be Pearson, which is the textbook. And so Earth Science will be a little bit like when we did the weather right before the shutdown last year. So there'll be some reading, there'll be some notes, there'll be some activities, there'll be some drawings. Instead of doing the big sheet like we did last year, like when we did the Foursquare, we'll be doing our own drawings and our own way of taking our notes. But there still should be some fun. We'll be looking at like volcanoes and earthquakes. Uh, we won't be able to probably build them like we did before, but we'll be studying a lot of those things, landforms. So there'll be a lot of neat things that we'll study, and we're still in the process of trying to figure out how all the experiment things are going to work. One of the other units is called the magic of electrons, where you wire up circuits and you make a light go on, you make a buzzer go on. In the past, we had a variety of, you'd have a scenario like you need a light that would turn on when it did this, or if it was a motion detector. Um, so we have that. Another unit is chemistry. Um, Again, will be interesting to see how we'll work out some of the experiments. We have found some videos already that will show you some of the things in experiment with chemistry. And I know some of you are thinking, no, we're not going to blow anything up, even virtually, but there'll be a variety of chemistry things. And the last unit we're still working on trying to figure out is robotics. Where in the past we'd make a variety of robotics things based on simple machines, and again you had a scenario. Let's say you had someone who had stairs in their house and they had to find a way to get up to the second floor. What is one thing that you would make? You could make robots and program them and have robots do certain things. So again, that stuff will have to be looked at to see how we'll be able to get that to work. So in that 4 weeks that we're in the class, whether again virtually or here, we will be doing the work. Now, it doesn't mean that we'll be doing like 10 assignments a day. We know that we have our learning targets. And in that time, when we had our learning targets, much like last year, where there were a variety of things, and we had, hey, these are the learning targets. These are the ones that we really have to understand. And we'll have the same thing here. So you'll be in school. For the people that are in school, you'll be in here for a week. The first week you just be in here for a day, but you still will have assignments. So on day one, and again, I'm sorry if this is a repeat because of some of the videos. And matter of fact, there'll be another video of the classroom. So for the people that are all virtual, you can either skip that one or fast forward it or do what you choose to do. So on the first day, we'll take a quiz. Again, I think I said that in another video just to see where we're at. And you'll do a get to know you. Then after that, each day is structured: day one, day two, day three. So if something happens that you're sick a day, you don't have to say, hey, what am I missing? It's all in Canvas. And once you go through the Canvas tutorial, I don't know what the order that you're watching this in, you can drop down and just follow the material and say, hey, I did this, and it's all laid out. Just know, just like last year, we're going to do the best that we can. You're going to do the best you can. I'm going to try to do the best that I can with this scenario. Again, I know this probably isn't the most exciting, with the videos. And again, as I said, another one, I'll keep working to get better. And if we have different ideas, so the people that are in class, again, if you want to bring a book, you want to bring some headphones, because there's going to be time where, hey, I need to sit and I need to take a break. Again, realize we will still have movement breaks. We're going to have lunch. And we'll talk about the mask and all the other things in the other video. But hey, we did a great job last year. I think that Mr. Eddie and I are both excited of doing these activities, and I think we're all creative to come up with some great things. And again, if something ever comes up, just send me an email. We're going to have the Zoom calls. Well, we've all gotten better on that. And so even if you're virtual, we're going to try to do some of the Zoom calls where we're all together, or discussions or different things that people find. We'll still have some of the Nuzellas and some of the other activities and things that we had. The main thing that will be a little bit different is the Chromebook, which I did forget is not going to be different, is that there will be a notebook. So you will get a notebook in your supplies, whether you're home or whether you're here. And there's different words that we'll put down. So remember last year uh, we made the big charts. If you're in Ms. Kovach's room, she did the word wall. So basically, you'll be making your own vocabulary, your own word wall, and there will be a video on that, on how the notes will be taken. And the good news is, all of the notes that you take, all of the drawings that you make, you'll be able to use when it comes down to the final project. So there's not going to be, it'll be the same as last year. There's not going to be some big test at the end that I got to try to study everything for. Our projects will be much like we did with the weather. Hey, we studied the weather. Let's make a weather report. Hey, we've been studying all these animals. Let's make a food chain. Let's make a food web. So basically, just like last year, all of those notes, all of those drawings, they're just a refresher. If I need to put a few extra notes in there, great. If I'm like, hey, I understand this, I'm good, then I don't need to add any more to it. So again, we're going to get through this. There'll be a few more videos for the kids that are in class. The students that aren't in class, again, stay in touch. Again, we're probably going to get tired of looking at me like this, but just know that it's still an exciting time. We're lucky that we still have this opportunity, and I think it's going to be a great year. So, see you in the next video.